Be starting in just a second here, folks. Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the live stream. As you can see, we've got a heck of a thing planned today. We are going to be demoing some Space Hulk 2nd Edition live today. I'm really looking forward to this. I've got everything set up. Now, a couple of words. First of all, I'm not going to be going into great depth about the rules except as the game is played. I'm not going to have a big explanation of the rules just as they unfold on the board. The second thing I wanted to mention, and this is way more important to me than that, I want to give a shout out to some guys on Facebook. I actually had to break my rule and I had to dip over to Facebook and ask a question about the rules yesterday, something that isn't very clearly stated in the 2E rulebook about blips, and we'll go into what blips are and discuss that as the day goes on. But I wanted to give a shout out to the guys over on the Middle Hammer Facebook group who answered my question. Asvid J, Leonidas Lascaridis, Cornelius Henriksen, and Edu Pazos. Thank you guys so much for your help yesterday in sorting out kind of an unclear rule with 2E Space Hulk. It's been an unfortunately long amount of time since I've played 2E Space Hulk, and so I was like, I don't remember how that rule's supposed to work. And I thought, well, crap, I gotta go to Facebook and I gotta ask. So those guys helped me clarify the rules. They know what they did, but I wanted to give them a shout out today, and I wanted to thank them wholeheartedly for their assistance on sorting that rule out. Now, with that said, I'm going to try and make sure that I can see everyone's comments and so on. I'm kind of cramped. This monitor is very small, and I don't have the room on this table for a big monitor anyway, but I will try and keep up with any comments or questions anyone has. With that said, I'm going to explain the scenario, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into the battle. Now, first of all, if anyone's curious, yes, all of the miniatures you will be seeing are painted by me. And I painted them with a specific aesthetic. If you didn't watch the videos I did where I painted up the Gene Stealers, the desired aesthetic, for lack of a better term, was the way that I painted back in the 1990s, which is actually not much better or worse than the way I paint today, but that was my main goal, to kind of capture everything as it would have been if I had painted these in a timely fashion back when I got them and not 20 plus years later. Or let me see, not quite 20 years later, but anyway. The other thing is, and I've stated this before, a friend of mine, hello Brian, gave me a set of GW paints that he'd had knocking around for a long time, a really long time, and I've shown those on the channel also. They're these absolutely amazing Citadel color paints from around the same era that this edition of Space Hulk came out. And they were still fresh. Some of them were unopened, and they just happened to be the colors that made painting the Gene Stealers, or that were the right colors for the Gene Stealers for this set, is what I'm trying to say. It was blood red for their tongues, scorpion green for their eyes, what else? Bleached bone for the claws, wizard blue for their carapace, and lich purple, I think, for their musculature. And then I just use some Reaper inks to shade those, and then mix those paints back with some highlight colors to do, with some white to do some highlights on them, some dry brush highlights. So thank you, Brian, for helping me get chapter approved colors on those. So with all of that said, I'm going to read the summary of the scenario. Now, I am honestly not sure if I can actually say what the name of this scenario is without getting tagged on Facebook or YouTube by the powers that be, because it involves self-termination. So, yeah, I can't really say. It's self-termination mission. Kamikaze mission. That's what we'll call it. Kamikaze mission. And this is mission 1, campaign 1 from the Space Hulk mission book for 2nd edition. And I'll read the scenario, and then I'll kind of go over the board layout, and then we'll jump into the game. Hello, Cerulean Knight. Yes, it's good to see you too, my friend. Let's see. As the blunt nose of the chapter's boarding craft smashed through the steel skin of the Space Hulk, the Intolerance blazed the giant alien vessel with a great burst of radiation. The flash of data was quickly analyzed by the onboard computers to give the Imperial forces their first detailed view of the inner layout of the Space Hulk. On the dark green view screens of the bridge, the skeletal passages and chambers glowed with a ghostly white light. Commander Belisario pointed to one of the groups of glowing dots clustered around the outer levels of the Hulk. "These match up with the protuberances on the outside of the Hulk," he said. "They appear to be small boarding craft, perhaps escape pods. We cannot risk any planet-side contamination. No gene stealers can be allowed to escape. It is imperative that the pods are destroyed or disabled before we launch our main attack." Within minutes, the next wave of data from the scanners had fleshed out the 3 dimensions of the floor plan of the Hulk. Wide spectra analysis revealed a fine red network of active power conduits and, more ominously, hundreds of blobs of cold blue, cryogenics chambers. Computer analysis predicted that the escape pods were all linked to a central control room situated well beyond the defensive perimeter in the center of several larger cryogenic clusters. Any squad moving into the area was unlikely to get out alive, but Commander Belisario ordered a squad to attack immediately. The Space Marines could afford to delay no longer. And the background is, the Space Marine player is attempting to deliver a flamer hit on the launch control room. The Gene Stealer player is, of course, attempting to keep the Space Marine player from doing this. So there is our scenario, and I'll point out some key areas on the map and indicate a few things and what they mean. Hello, Adam Celine. It's good to see you. Got to stay hydrated for this one, boys and girls. It's going to be a tough mission. Okay, so first of note is the assault pod or entry area for the Space Marines is located here. Now I have a laser pointer, but I'm not sure how well this is showing up under the studio lights. I can see it just fine. I don't know if you guys can. But anyway, so here are the Space Marines situated in their assault pod. Each one of these represents a door that can be opened or closed or blown open by bolt or fire from the Marines. Okay, Cerulean, I will answer your question momentarily. I see it there. Now, each of these purple arrows that you see, these are actually from the 3rd edition Space Hulk set I've got. I got those for purposes of reference for this scenario. Let me turn my mic there. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Whoops. Forgot how short my cord was. Hang on a second. Make sure my audio is working okay. Come back over here. Yep, audio is still working. Okay, so each of these purple arrows represents an entryway. That is a place that is off the mission map. The Marines do not go, but it is where the Gene Stealers will pour into the map. And you might note there are counters already by this purple arrows. Those are blips. Those appear on the Marines' movement trackers, motion trackers. And until the Space Marine player can see where the the exact group of Gene Stealers, we don't know how many Gene Stealers each counter represents. Now, if I were playing this against another person, the Gene Stealer player would be able to look at the counters and determine how many Gene Stealers are on. We're doing a blind solo play of this. So I'm essentially playing against random chance. I have not looked at these counters to ascertain how many Gene Stealers each blip represents. But they have their own movement patterns. They can open and close doors, etc. Some of them can even represent no Gene Stealers. They have a 0 on their counter. And there's the ship's cat, Jonesy. Hang on a second. She knows she's not supposed to be up here. I will get her out of the room. Come on, sweetie. So you can make your own alien joke there if you want about, oh, it's Jones the cat. Actually, her name is Lexi, but, again, I was making an alien joke. Hello, Paul Stormberg. Hello, Adam Celine. So the blips can move on their own, and they have their own entry points. They can lurk outside those entry points or charge straight onto the map. But that's what they represent, and the purple arrows represent where they come in from. I'm not sure. It should be in the shot. Yes. This is the launch control room. That is where I have to get and conduct a successful flamer attack on the entire room. So, as you can see, the Space Marines have docked. Now, the first thing we do, we also have this. This is a turn tracker, and it also shows command points. I've got a few extra counters there for Overwatch, which is a mode whereby the Marine just stands there with his computer-controlled sights enabled, holding his bolter, shooting at anything that moves. So, anyway, before we start, I want to answer any questions you guys might have, and then we'll jump into it. So let me see. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and close that. All right, so Cerulean Knight says, I know nothing about 40K. Which side does the Space Hulk belong to? Space Hulks are giant derelict ships that just drift in and out of the space warp. They are conglomerations of cometary matter, planetoids, just various space debris that fuses together. And it's full of old starships and so on. And some of them can be city-sized. They're just these massive wrecks of spacecraft that are all just slammed together, and tunnels intersect. You can have part of a space station, part of a fighter ship, part of an escape shuttle, all of this stuff, orbital colonies, everything just sort of mashed together, and it creates these labyrinths of tunnels. All right, so Cerulean, thank you for telling me the laser pointer shows up well. Anyway, I have the command point track here. I'm not sure if that's showing up on the big camera. But what I do with this is, this lets me know what turn it is. Some scenarios have a limited amount of time to be completed, but not all of them. This one, you just go until everybody is dead or the mission is accomplished. And by everybody, I mean all the Marines. You never run out of gene stealers. They constantly come in from those entry points, constantly. But I also have a track here for command points. And command points are a little bit of extra initiative that I can break up over each Marine's action. Just a passerby says, so a spaceship wreck yard floating in space. Exactly. And it doesn't belong to a faction. Some of the spaceships are from what is incorrectly called the Dark Age of Technology in 40K. There are artifacts and potential technologically advanced systems that can be salvaged, but it takes Terminators to land on the Space Hulk and secure it, because there are other forces, most prominently gene stealers, who can who can attack and infect anybody who lands on the Hulk before the Terminators have had a chance to cleanse and purge as many of the aliens back as possible. So, with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started with some playthrough. Let's get rocking and rolling. So the first thing we do is we're going to roll for command points. And as I said, this is a little bit of extra initiative given to the Marine units to make them a bit more effective. So we scored a 3. I'm not sure if that's showing up on camera, but we rolled a 3. So I come over to my command point chart. I move the counter over to 3. Now, 3rd and 4th edition Space Hulk are a little bit more complex in how they play, which is why I decided to stick with 2E so we could finish the game today. All right, so every action for the Marines requires a minimum of 1 action point, and each Marine has a base of 4 action points they can expend. So we're going to start with this fellow here who has the banner right here, kind of pointing at the top of the banner pole. And he has 4 movement points. Open the door is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm going to spend one of my 3 command points. Now, I have 2 command points, and I'm going to move him forward 1 more. I am making room for troops to move in behind me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm going to use the remaining 2 command points. Well, actually, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use the remaining 2 command points. Turn him 90 degrees. That's another point. And then move him forward. And that's all of my extra command points. The 3 Marines in the rear can move forward, but that's all they can do. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's now in the room. And this particular unit here, we have to keep him safe. He is armed with a flamethrower. If he dies, another unit cannot pick up the flamethrower and continue with it. He has to survive to make it over here to this room, open this door, and then flame everything in the room. So, our buddy the flamethrower unit must survive. These minis look pretty good at arm's length, actually. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have our Marine detachment they've entered the first chamber. Now, our blips start to move. Now, remember yesterday, or was it yesterday? No, it wasn't yesterday. It's Friday when I kind of went on my rant about how unoriginal Games Workshop is. As much as I love Space Hulk, this was my first encounter with Games Workshop products. Space Hulk is proof positive that GW are unoriginal. This is the scene from Alien when Dallas goes into the vents to try and find the xenomorph. That's this, basically. He's armed with a flamethrower and he's crawling through these tunnels inside this giant hulking ship, right? And this is also the fight in the atmosphere processor in Aliens, where you've got a group of Marines, flamethrower, miniguns, that sort of thing. So this is literally just Alien/Aliens as far as its inspiration. Let's see. Cerulean Knight says, what's the max distance per command point? Each command point adds one additional movement point per command point you want to spend. So let's say I rolled a 6 and I had a unit that hadn't moved, and I wanted to just give all the command points to that unit. I could do up to 10 points worth of actions with just one unit. Or I could take that 6 and break it out and be like, okay, 2 for the commander, 2 for the flamethrower, and then, let's see, so that's 2, 4, and then deposit another couple on a couple of other Marines. So there we go. So now the Gene Stealers start to move. At each entry point, there are 2 Gene Stealer blips, which represent 2 separate groups of Gene Stealers. So you can see they're stacked like that. Now I'm actually going to take these counters and shuffle them a little bit. I have some other blip counters. I'm going to shuffle these just a little bit because I have them in an unshuffled state from test plays this weekend. So I'm just going to do those up. Now here's an interesting thing, and I always thought this was really cool. There are 20 Gene Stealer miniatures that come with the set. 20. However, if you total up the numbers on the flip side of each one of these Gene Stealer counters, it totals way more than 20. Using just what comes with the set, you cannot represent all the Gene Stealers. Well, if those fall in line of sight of the Marine player, and there's already 20 Gene Stealer miniatures in play, those miniatures don't appear. It counts as a malfunction. The blips literally don't appear. So that's a nice little game balancing method, I thought, from Games Workshop. So let's go ahead and start moving some blips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you think of Alien or Aliens, you know, they've got the motion tracker, beep, beep, beep. You know, you can see the blips. They're starting to come in. They're starting to close in on our Marines. So we're going to stack these guys. We're going to make a nice stack here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Now, models can't move through each other. So that's where my Gene Stealer stack is. So we're going to come over here with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to bring another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these two guys I'm bringing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the intention of trying to cut off the Marines from getting there. See, the problem with playing with oneself like this is that I'm literally having to try and balance winning one side over the other. But fortunately, with me not knowing what the gene stealer counter or what the number of gene stealers represented by each blip counter is, it gives me a little bit more flexibility. Actually, before I call it done, I'm going to move these gene stealers here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, blips can open doors. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. And we're just going to stack these guys up. So that finishes the gene stealer's move. Now, at the end of every turn, we are now at the end of turn 1. The gene stealers get a reinforcement. They don't stop coming. If this was all the gene stealers I had, this would be a fairly easy to defeat scenario. Not completely easy, but still somewhat. But the gene stealers do get a reinforcement. And they lurk. They lurk outside the exposed areas, and if you can see that right there, these are the accessible tunnels, and these are inaccessible areas. Like if you've played the Space Hulk video game, the first-person shooter, you know how you can come to a dead end and you're like, oh, okay, there's nothing there. And then just through these tight little spots that you can't get your player character, you'll see gene stealers pouring out of vents and such. That's what this represents. Okay, so that ends the first turn. We move to the second turn. Now, let's roll to see how many command points we get. 5, that's really good. So we move our command point track to 5. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have this Marine, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to move him forward 1. So opening the door is 1, moving him forward is 2. I'm going to set him to Overwatch. I'm going to use this counter, and he is now set to Overwatch. All right, wow, is it already 27 minutes in? Trippy. Cerulean says, oh cool, the entire blip moves and how many units are unknown. That's terrifying. Yes, it is. All right, so he's set to Overwatch. Sarge is going to open the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to use a command point to move him forward. And I'm going to lose one of my command points there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you might ask a question here. Can the flamethrower guy fight? Can the flamethrower equipped Marine shoot his flamer? And the answer is, in this scenario, yes, I can. But only 3 times. This room, the control room, where I have to fire the flamer and destroy all 9 tiles, as I just said, requires 9 shots. The flamer carries a total of 12. So I have 3 shots in self-defense I can use with a flamer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I have command points left, so I think what I'm going to do, 1, 2, is I'm going to put Sarge here on Overwatch. I have 1 command point left. Yeah, I have 1 command point left. I'm not going to use it, but for the sake of seeing cool things, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some counter reveals on my gene stealers. Now, this isn't necessarily the best tactical move, but I want to show you guys the gene stealer minis and kind of how they function. So we're going to start, say, here. And we turn this counter over, and it's 3. It's 3 Gene Stealers. 1, 2, 3. You see how that looks on camera. Make sure you guys can see that. Okay, yeah, there we are. Now, the thing about revealing blips, and this is the rule that I got a lot of help with last night, is the when the Gene Stealer player reveals those pieces can move no further. So sometimes it's better to go ahead and reveal so you can move in the next round, even if you're not seen by the Marine. 1, 2, and I'm going to flip. Now, if you notice, that says 0. That is a scanner malfunction. There was no Gene Stealer there. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal this, and that is another 3. So we bring in 3 Gene Stealer minis. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So we now have a total of 6 that we know about. I'm going to do some reveals over here. So we have 2. 1 and 2. Now, because Gene Stealers aren't encumbered by powered armor, their movement rates are actually a little bit better than Space Marines. With a Space Marine, with a Terminator, you know, they're basically wearing a Volkswagen's worth of equipment in terms of weight and cramming themselves down a corridor that might be as little as a few feet wide. So, yeah, even turning 90 degrees cost a movement point for Space Marines. Backing up, just literally walking backwards, is 2 movement points. You can see where that can get a little problematic. All right. Do I want to do any more reveals? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and reveal this blip in the back. 3. Okay. So, got 1, 2, and 3. This would be where Hudson is freaking out, backing up. You know, he's reading his scanner. He's like, they're all over the place, man. They're in the ceiling. So here we go. Now, I think that's all I'm going to do with the Gene Stealers. I may reveal, you know, no, I've got this guy back here. I'm going to go ahead and do a reveal on him. That's another 3. Now, this can backfire. I can run out of Gene Stealers to put on the map. Like I said. When Gene Stealer blips reveal, I have to show what their facing is when they reveal. Now, as I said, Gene Stealers can turn a facing at no cost. So it's not that big of a deal to have them slightly facing off. And I'm going to bring in this reinforcement here, and I'm going to go ahead and do a reveal. 1. That actually works out really well. So there's 1. And so we put him right here. So I have a lot of Gene Stealers coming on the board. Now, at the end of a turn, we do bookkeeping, as it were. All Marines on Overwatch come off of Overwatch automatically. So we take their counters away. There are no Flamer tokens to remove. There are no dead to remove. So we go to turn 3 and we roll for command points. Now you notice I started by moving the Marines first. Some editions of Space Hulk, I think first, third, and fourth, actually use an initiative system. But in second edition, it dictates who moves first in which scenario. So let's see. I'm trying to keep the cat off the game board again. 6. The Emperor's blessing is strong. So we have 6 command points. And I'm going to have Sarge move 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to take 2 of those command points, 1, 2. And I'm going to set Sarge onto Overwatch. There it is. Okay. So Sarge now goes on Overwatch. He's in great position here. Now, I'm going to use a lot of command points now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get the incinerator there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn 6. I've got 1 command point left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the end of my command points. And I'm going to put him on Overwatch. And I'm actually going to put him on Overwatch. Well, no, I can't. He ran out of command points. But I'm going to put this lone Marine covering our rear on Overwatch. Now, the aliens are innumerable, relatively speaking. Obviously, I don't have enough counters and minis for it to appear innumerable. And by the way, if you happen to be playing this and you've got a shit ton of Gene Stealers, just use the 20 that you have. Otherwise, you can Zerg Rush the Marine player and end every scenario, just like that. But as we are at mid-turn, I will check. Let's see, any messages? We haven't seen action yet, but why wouldn't you place Overwatch at the intersection? There's a reason for that. First of all, I'm going to have an Overwatch at the intersection as quickly as I can, but right now, I don't want to get trapped where I can get rushed from 2 sides. Cerulean. So you may actually see that coming up here. Sorry. Very thirsty work, this. Okay. Now, action. Gene Stealer steps around the corner. That's 1. Now I start rolling attack dice. So, I have a miss and a miss. That's just double crosshairs. And this die is a jam die. There's only 1 facing on it, and it shows that lightning bolt with a, it looks like lightning striking. What that means is that the sergeant or anyone else's storm bolter can jam. It can fail to fire, and the Marine has to clear the jam in the next round. And it only happens on Overwatch. So we moved our Gene Stealer in. That's 1, 2. Sarge fires again. He misses. Now, this might look like a hit, but that's only a sustained fire hit. And sustained fire does not factor in when you're on Overwatch. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So that's 2 sustained hits, but again, I don't get a sustained fire bonus. 4. And finally a hit. We get a hit, and the Gene Stealer is blown into gobbets, and his miniature goes back in the pool, so I'll be able to use him again later. But there's still plenty of Gene Stealers to come around. 1, 2, 3, 4, He moves in. Now, I got a hit, but I also got a jam. This is bad for the sergeant. So this Gene Stealer is destroyed, but his bolter has jammed. And this could be very, very, very bad. So Gene Stealers are now going to rush Sarge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that Gene Stealer can melee Sarge twice. Sarge, unlike any other units, has a power sword. That's a magic sword he has. He gets a +1 on his attack die versus the Gene Stealer. He can elect to parry a blow, or he can try to defeat. The Gene Stealer, because he is all claws and teeth, rolls 3d6 and takes the highest. So we're going to roll these. So I got a 5, a 5, and a 4. So my highest roll is a 5. So Sarge must roll at least a 4 to parry the Gene Stealer and a 5 to defeat. So 4 plus, I got a 50-50 chance of winning here. 4, 5. Okay, so he parries the Gene Stealer. The Gene Stealer has one more attack because he's got one more physical move that he can perform. Desperate times. All right, so the highest die was again a 5, which means I have a 50-50 chance. 5 plus 1 is 6. The Gene Stealer is slain, and the mini goes back. All right. Sarge is praying for the blessings of the Omnissiah. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he can melee one time. A 5, a 1, and a 1. Sarge has, again, a 4, 5, or a 6. All right. That was, let's see. That was cocked. 3 plus 1 is 4. Sarge goes down. The Sarge is slain or critically wounded, and he and his armor are teleported off of the Hulk. Terminator armor is too valuable just to leave lying around. So that ends that Gene Stealer's movement, which is actually good for the flamethrower player. Because, as I said, I can fire the flamer 3 times in self-defense. So, Sarge has fallen. The squad is now 4. Let's go over here for some more action. 1 opens the door. He will now start blazing away. This lone brave Marine guarding the rear. A miss and a jam. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In the next round, he can clear his jam, and I'm going to have him shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to reveal this guy. 1 Gene Stealer on that next blip. And let's see. It's chancy, but I'm going to go ahead and reveal this. 3. Now, the space that I picked this blip up from, there's only 2 places that I can put Gene Stealer miniatures, which means I effectively lose 1 piece. Given how much activity there is over here, it doesn't surprise me that we would get a slight motion detector malfunction. So this guy is in a world of hurt. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, convert. That's 4. That's a lot of gene stealers on that one. Let's see, was there 1, 2, convert? All right. And you begin to see now, I only have one more Gene Stealer miniature that I can have on the board. I've still got 1, 2, 3 Gene Stealers. So that finishes. We're going to go ahead and set a Gene Stealer reinforcement. We'll bring him over here. So we've now got reinforcements. Sarge is convalescing or being mourned back on the assault ship. So let's see. It's a new round. Six command points. That is very good. That is very, very good. Okay, first order of business. Firing a flamer is 2. So, I'm going to fire my heavy flamer here and fire... well, let's see. So, I lay down some fire with the incinerators and fall back to the APC. Nope, no such luck. Now, a Gene Stealer saves on a 6 against fire. So we're going to roll the Gene Stealer saving throw. A 2. Gene Stealer chars and dies. This Gene Stealer is not able to move forward. So that goes over there. I'm going to move him forward 1 and set him to Overwatch. So that's 1, 2, 3. And he's not going to do anything else. And by the way, in case you're wondering, yes, I know I didn't move these Gene Stealers. I want to kind of extend this scenario as long as I can for you guys. We're at, let's see, we've been going now for about 40 minutes. So you have these stupid pop-ups from Facebook. So I don't know if I've missed any. Come over here to YouTube. What is the likelihood of survival? It's low. It is very, very low at this point. If I can get my flamethrower unit between these two Marines for protection, I might have an okay chance as long as I judiciously use Overwatch. Otherwise, probability of survival, not good. Not really good. All right. So, he moves up on Overwatch. He fired Flamer. All right. He's going to clear his jam. And I'm about to use a whole bunch of points. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to set him back on Overwatch. So the Gene Stealers have suffered some losses. Now I fired my heavy flamer. That's 2. Let's see. I think I see a way through over here. That's 2, 3, 4. I moved him there and I set him on Overwatch. I think... Alright, I'm going to take him off Overwatch, which costs no points. That was 2, 3. I'm going to turn him to the north. That's another point. Move him forward. That's another point. I'm going to move this guy forward. That's 1, and set him on Overwatch. And that finishes the Marine movement. All right. So let's see. Marine movement is finished, and I think I may have just increased chances of survival slightly, a little bit more. Just a little bit more. All right. Let's Zerg rush this guy. 1. No whammies. Come on, no whammies. That's a hit. All right. 1, 2. 3. Come on, brother. 4. Yeah. So that got him. 1, 2. That's it. 1, 2. He moves in and opens fire. Truly you are an honorable Terminator. Yeah. Another dead bug. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's caught. No. 5. Got him with the got him on his 6th move. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five. No hit and a jam. 6. So he'll need to clear a jam in the next round and then open fire to try and get that Gene Stealer. In the meantime, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when there's 2 units stacked up on each other like that, you can get what's called overkill, which involves 2 hits, whether it's sustained fire or direct fire, where you can literally kill both models at the same time. So that ends, well, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go ahead and reveal 0. Uh-oh. We got another blip malfunction. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to go ahead and move that there and reveal. That's 1. Not good for the gene stealer reinforcements over here. And I'm going to go ahead and reveal this one, 3. So I can stack in 3. 1, 2, 3. Bugs, Mr. Rico, millions of them. All right. And, oh yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops, I brought him with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm actually going to send this guy this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to bring this blip into play. 1, 2. I'm going to reveal it's 2. Let's grab a couple of models here. 2. And that ends the turn. So we move on to turn 4. This is only turn 4, guys. This is only turn 4. All right. Let's see. So Overwatch is done. Fire goes out. We remove that fire counter. And remember, our happy-go-lucky flamethrower guy can still fire 2 times. Although if it comes to it, it's probably going to have gone bad. All right. Oh, and Gene Stealers get their reinforcement blip, which I am actually going to... I think this is taken care of. I think this end of the battlefield, I think these Marines are hosed, so I'm just going to finish off this Marine over here and put my reinforcements coming in closer to the drop pod. Now, let's see. First order of business, command points. How many command points? 3. Not great, not terrible. So, I'm going to move him forward 1, and I'm going to set him on Overwatch. And he's immediately going to open fire. Let's see. I'm going to move him forward 1, turn him as 2, open the door as 3, set him on Overwatch by using a command point. I'm going to clear his jam. Well, actually, I'm going to move him forward. That's 1. That's his only action. I'm going to clear his jam is 1, 2. And I'm going to take a couple of shots here and hopefully kill off this stack. 1. Got him! I got him, and I got blow-through damage. So dead bug. And that was in 1 shot. And I'm going to put him back on Overwatch with my remaining command points. That was 1 shot and 1, 2 command points to put him on Overwatch. All right. Terminators, kill bugs dead. Let's do it. 1. No good. 2. So you don't get a sustained fire bonus against these guys. And got him. One. Got him. One. Miss. 2. Got him. 1. Miss. 2. Come on, guys. Got a cocked die there. It was almost a hit, but it was cocked. Let me see. Did we got him? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now, interesting thing, there are weapons ranges. On Overwatch, 12 is the maximum range. And flamethrowers can only shoot a maximum of 12. So, we're going to have this guy move first, though. Miss. Got him. A glorious day for the Marines. Oh, that was him. Got him. One, 2. Got him. All right. 1. Miss and jam. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is fortuitous because now no Gene Stealers can get closer to him. That was a tactical error on my part with the Gene Stealers. 1, 2, 3, 4. These Gene Stealers can stack up, but they can't move any closer because Gene Stealer number 8,337 is blocking the hall. But over here, things may become very grim very quickly. Let us begin. 1. Got him. 1. Got him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He jammed. Or no, wait, he hit him, but he jammed. Alright, so he'll have to clear a jam in the next round. I didn't look at the other die there. And I have been rolling these off camera. I am sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I thought the camera could see where I was rolling the attack dice because they're heavier and I didn't want them going flying into stuff. So, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the next round, he's going to have to clear a jam and shoot before the Gene Stealer can do his melee. And same over here. All right. And 1, 2, 3, 4 reveals and is 3. 2. Okay, so that was an exceptionally good round for the Marines. So you know how nightmarish it looked with all of the Gene Stealers rushing over here? This is now potentially a manageable situation. Oh, and he comes off Overwatch. This is now potentially a manageable situation for the Marines. If the Terminators get good command points, they could conceivably pull this out of the fire. I wish Sarge was here, and I know that's what the Terminators are thinking, but we'll just have to see what happens. We are now on turn 5. Let's roll some command points. 1. That was not what I wanted. And you saw it went skittering into him. It's even one of the smaller dice. So, we'll just have to make do with what we've got. First order of business. Clear jam. 1, 2. He's right up in his face. So, I'm going to take both my shots. 3. 4. He does not. Clears his jam. 1, 2. And goes on Overwatch. 3, 4. I can't get that Marine into position over here. I cannot get this Terminator into position over here in time if this guy falls in melee, which he almost certainly will. One, 2. You know what? I'm going to close this door. 3. I'm going to use that last command point to try and shoot that Gene Stealer. Missed. All right. So let's start with the Gene Stealer. I didn't reinforce last time for the Gene Stealers. We'll put here. Okay. I'm going to start over here. 1. Got him. Whoops. 1. Got him. 1, 2. Got him. Glorious! Glorious for the Imperial forces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. Miss and jam. Still, it's looking potentially better here. All right. Let's move the Gene Stealers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 moves to the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, and onto the door, and on behind him. Okay. Gene Stealer has 6 melee attacks he can perform over here. I don't think it's going to end well for that Marine, but we're going to find out. Hey, I could roll 3 1s for the Gene Stealer and a 6 for the Marine, who will just do the whole gaze into the fist of dread and punch him in the face. So we're about to find out. But probably not. That's not bad. I got 2 3s and 4. So I need a 4, 5, or 6 with Buddy Marine here. Oh, I thought I was going to kick over to the 6. All right, so that's another Marine casualty. He moved there, he moved and attacked, they moved in there. And let's see, I'm going to have our reinforcements blip come in and reveal. That's 2, that ain't bad. 1 and 2. End of round, Marines get a reinforcement blip. I have a feeling this is going to be the last turn here, guys. This is going to be the last one coming up. Let me check for comments. Do the Marines have to survive to an escape pod? No, the Marines do not have to survive to an escape pod. This is a one-way mission, a kamikaze mission. A flamethrower guy has to get over there and fire his flamer into multiple segments of the room. All right. Let's check our command points. We are now in turn 6. Once again, we do not have the Emperor's favor. 1 command point. All right. I'm going to put him on Overwatch. I'm going to clear his jam and put him back on Overwatch. He is going to fire his flamer in defense a second time. To block that. Now, I want to see something about line of sight. Because if I can, I'm going to set that Gene Stealer on fire. This is just something, let's see. Well, he can see the target in the blue shaded square. So, he will set that Gene Stealer on fire. The Gene Stealer has a saving throw and does not make it. The Gene Stealer chars and dies. I'm down to 10 flamer shots. All right. It's looking a little better for the Marines. Just a little bit better. All right. 1. Hit and dead. All right. Let's see. They see the flames. 1, 2, 3. 4. Got him. And if he'd had a unit behind him, that would be overkill, by the way. That would have that would have slain him outright. Okay, now, if this dude can survive, if he is able to hold off this wave. Oh, I've still got this guy here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mist and jam. 5, 6. But if this guy survives this wave of Gene Stealers, either through melee or through Stormbolter fire, then truly he will be a hero of the Empire. As it stands right now, the Gene Stealers, it's about 40-60 Space Marine, or 40% chance of Space Marines pull this off, 60% chance the Gene Stealers eat them. Alright. Open the door. That's an action. Eat bolter bolts. Bap, 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 bap. Miss and jam. Damn it. 1, 2. He's got 4 melee attacks on the poor guy. So I need a 5 or 6. Nope. Dead. Or critically wounded and teleported off, depending on how grim dark you are feeling. And he will move forward. And he will move forward. All right. Gene Stealers. I will reveal 0. Another blip malfunction. That is exceptionally fortuitous for the Marines. But they now have no rear cover. We take off the flamer hit. I have a plan. I have a plan. Oh, and Gene Stealer reinforcement blip I'm going to put over here. We're going to roll. Getting closer. 2 points. Okay. Clear jam. Go back on Overwatch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's sprinting for that door. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just everybody follows up. Everybody follows up. Unfortunately, he is not on Overwatch facing the right direction. He moves forward. It's a miss and a miss. That's done. All right. And our mystery blip will come in and reveal 6 Gene Stealers, guys. 6 Gene Stealers. There's only 1 or 2 of those, and we drew that one. Four, 5, 6. All right. And we get a reinforcement, which I'm going to put here and try and cut Buddy Marine off with. All right. It's now round 7, or turn 7. Let's roll command points. Oh, Overwatch comes off. And we roll for command points. This is critical right here, guys. 6! Yes! All right. 1, 2. Goes on Overwatch. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Light off the flamethrower. And there you go. Terminator victory. The Marines have burned the control room. It goes up in flames. The drop pods cannot be launched on the innocent planet below. The Gene Stealers have been defeated at the cost of a Terminator squad. That 6 was literally, I mean, that was just amazing. Well, let me... Okay. So that's it, guys. That's Space Hulk. What did you think? What did you think of the Space Hulk playthrough? Foolish soldier. He has dishonored the Empire. Well... Now, I'm going to tell you guys something. I test played this scenario 5 or 6 times last night. Pardon me for a second, y'all. Hang on just a minute. Sorry, I had to get my little fan there. I'm burning up. He can flamethrow an entire room in one action. Yes, he can. So Cerulean, the flamer, as long as I had 2 movement points left, and I just had 2 movement points left after I opened the door, I can trigger the flamer. The flamer can basically produce a chain of fire in 2nd edition. You hold down the nozzle and you wave it back and forth across an entire area. Now, if I had opened the door with only 1 movement point left, I couldn't have flamed the room at all. So yeah, 3 Terminators down. Well, 5 are going to go down. I mean, potentially we could fight our way back to the drop pod. Once the flamethrower Marine fires his last burst of flamer fire, which he could potentially, in the next turn around and deposit it here. And let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'd have a stack. He would stop a couple, or he would stop about half of the bugs from getting past that choke point for a little while, for the rest of the turn. If this Terminator destroys all 3 Gene Stealers, and let's see, what was this last counter over here? What was this last blip counter's reinforcement size. 1. So that's not bad. So potentially, if the goal of this was to get these units back to a drop pod, with 1 flamer shot and extreme luck over here, I mean, we can roll some dice. Moves forward. Hit and killed. Moves forward. Hit and killed. Moves forward. Missed. Moves forward. Hit and killed. Okay, so what's happened here is I've blown through that, but now I've got to deal with a bunch of angry Gene Stealers coming up from the back. And I had 1 blip over here that came in and materialized. So what could happen is in the next turn, obviously he comes off Overwatch, but we got 1 command point, really bad, turns around, goes back on Overwatch, fires his flamer, does that, the bug doesn't save. We get that last flamer countered there. Gene Stealer moves. Cocked. Gene Stealer moves dead. Well, let's see. I turned around 1, 2. Yeah. So, and now the Gene Stealers get a 1 reinforcement, which I would put over here. We bring him in. Yeah, I mean, it's possible that the Marines could win, but odds are, even with some like 2 6 command points in a roll might, just might, buy them enough time to at least make it back to the central quarter. But if I'm the Gene Stealer player at this point, I'm abandoning this section of the map and I'm just pushing all of my reinforcements through here. And I'm just going to turn it into a meat grinder. And the minute I get a good stack over here, then I'm going to bring reinforcements back in through here to try and get to the Marines from the rear. So it's very iffy. Cerulean asks, can't the units be teleported off like the commander? The game doesn't really go that far into detail about whether or not that's a thing. The whole teleport the armor off the ship was literally a way to get to explain that you don't leave counters markers on the board. You know, the Gene Stealers are all gooey armored bug parts that just get blasted into oblivion by those twin hypersonic 40mm exploding smart rounds from the from the Marines storm bolters. And the Marine armor gets teleported back because even if the Marine's dead, you know, it takes the Adeptus Mechanicus like 20 years to make 1 single set of Terminator armor. So they want that back, dead Marine inside or no. Or critically wounded Marine back. But, I mean, potentially you could get teleported back. Now, I know in the first-person shooter, you have 3 times you can teleport back and get healed and get more ammo and potentially switch weapons to change things up a little bit. So, is the game still purchasable? Otherwise, it doesn't look too bad to replicate, except the minis that I don't have. But there are always Lego figs. Yeah, the game is no longer available. 2E is not available. 1E is obviously not. 2E is not. 3E and 4E are out of production. Personally, if it were just me, I would say seek out a reasonable facsimile of Space Hulk rules in PDF. There are some quote unquote open rules out there, and yeah, just meeples, anything. But what did you guys think? I got 4 viewers on stream and Facebook. I got a couple on. I'm sorry, I got 4 viewers on YouTube, and I got a couple over on Facebook. Please comment in. Now I do want to say something here. I have mentioned this a lot before, and I'm going to go ahead and mention it now. Again, when my YouTube channel reaches 1,000 subs, I am going to hold a virtual mini con. I'm going to have an entire day where I'm going to be running tabletop games, role-playing games, maybe some Space Hulk if somebody wants to see if you can figure out how to play Space Hulk online like this. War games, board games, the whole schmear. When I hit 1,000 subs. So if you liked today's content and you would like to do this, if you would like to play Space Hulk, then if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. If you are already subscribed, tell all your friends to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Because I can do things like make better thumbnails. I can put up little preview pictures. Like I had this set out like part of the way through a battle. I had the rule books all spread out. I had counters. It looked as good as what you might see in a 90s Games Workshop ad. And I was like, I got to take a picture of this and share it. And I can share it on YouTube. You can't upload a picture to YouTube, to your YouTube channel, until you have 1,000 subs. So that's the kind of content creation that I want to see. And I should have uploaded one to Facebook also. So that's it, guys. There you go. Again, let's hear some feedback from the infield. What'd you guys think? Tell me what you thought about this. Now, also Cerulean, I should point out, there is a rule book from Games Workshop, and I can't believe I'm promoting anything that's Game Workshop related, but it's called Kill Team, that has close quarters combat rules that effectively mirror what you see here. It's a little bit more complicated than this. In the future, do you guys want to see a playthrough of 3rd/4th edition Space Hulk, which is similar but a little bit more complex because it can include things like psychic rules? So yes, there are magic spells in Space Hulk. Ooh. But that just give me some feedback, guys. Ask me questions. If you'd like to know about my painting process on the minis, I'll be more than happy to answer that. I'm here, but this stream's been going for about 90 minutes now, so if you're gonna get your questions in, get them in soon. Get them in soon. Because I am hungry for lunch. It's 1:30, I ain't eaten lunch yet. I'm gonna go get a bite to eat. Just waiting to hear from you guys. Paul says, several Space Hulk assets on Workshop for Tabletop Simulator might be worth it. Indeed it might. I found the 2016 Space Hulk rules for an easy search, so yeah, a live play would be epic. There you go. I can do that. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I did playing it. I tested this 6 times last night. And even after I corrected for my error regarding blip conversion, I did not have a single Space Marine victory. And that was with average points. Only a few times did I roll a 1 for command points. That was with strictly average points. Well, it's not a difficult scenario. It runs about 30 minutes. And I had other things going on in the background that just required a little bit of attendance. So, yeah, this is this is it, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, this is from the time. This is from the time when Games Workshop gave a damn about players. This was when the rule of cool sat tall in the saddle. All right, this is from the 90s. Space Hulk first edition came out in 1989, and it was completely gonzo. And they recognized that people loved Space Hulk so much that when they released third edition in 2009 or 2014? I'm going to say it was 2009 that they released third edition. But when they did release third edition, they brought in stuff that they had published in White Dwarf magazine for first and second edition. They took some cool rules, some clarified rules from second edition. They brought in like the psychic combat rules from Space Hulk missions. They brought in all of the cool stuff. They even published scenarios and rule options for Gene Stealer cultists. That's humans that worship Gene Stealers or are themselves human Gene Stealer hybrids for fighting Marines. And they can use guns. They can use missile launchers and bolt rifles and so on. So Games Workshop really seemed to support this until they didn't in like 2017. And then it went away again. In 2030, 2032, will they release Space Hulk 5th edition? Who knows? If Games Workshop knows, they're certainly not telling. At the time that Space Hulk was released, Terminators were not a thing in 40K. They came into being in Space Hulk. But you got a bunch of them, and people immediately wanted rules for using Terminators on the open battlefield. So if you bought Gene Stealer, which came with, I think, 6 Terminators and 6 Gene Stealer hybrids, and Space Hulk, and the other expansion, there was another expansion. Gene Stealer, it was a Deathwing. So if you got Deathwing, Gene Stealer, and Space Hulk for around $100 for all 3, you got a shit ton of tabletop minis to use. Gene Stealers, Gene Stealer cultists, and Terminators. This, I think, was like $59, $49 or $59. Maybe the missus remembers, because this was a Christmas gift. I don't know their history that well, Cerulean. I honestly don't. There are much better brains than mine. Thank you, Paul. Yes, Deathwing. Yeah, so they this set, 10 Terminators, 20 Gene Stealers. Third edition had 20 Gene Stealers plus a Brood Lord, which is a very bad boss monster for Space Hulk. He's like a Gene Stealer that can use psychic attacks. and I think it's 14 Marines and objective markers, like fully sculpted and cast objective markers for it. But it was $149. So you got 34, 38 plastic minis. It's a bit more premium. I'll show it to you guys one day. One of the big differences between, and I don't know if they introduced this in Deathwing or Genestealer, but I believe in 1E and definitely in 3E and 4E, there's actually a timer. You have a set limit of time. It's a little sand timer. You turn it over, and each player has that long to decide their moves. No, like, making a game last forever. So, I mean, it's really not to be dismissive of your question, but, I mean, all I can offer are my opinions. I don't really know their history that much. I know it a little bit from its interface with TSR. Like, they wanted to buy a lot of TSR box sets, of OD&D box sets. And so they set themselves up as Games Workshop, and then they also sold wooden chess sets, little folding wooden chess sets, out of an apartment, and they distributed OD&D sets. And Gary, when he heard about them ordering like 10 sets, he was like, okay, you guys are the official TSR distributor for the UK. And there was at one point in the late 80s that Gary approached them, or mid 80s, before he left TSR, that Gary approached them and said, we'd like to buy Games Workshop, and make you guys into an arm of TSR. And they refused. They said, no, imagine how different games history would be if Games Workshop was now part of Wizards of the Coast. Paul says, GW box games were great in the 90s. Blood Bowl, Necromunda. Oh, God, yes. Adeptus Titanicus, which was kind of their answer to Battletech. Blood Bowl, Necromunda. Yeah, the list just goes on and on and on. And that's not even to speak for the fantasy games. Mordheim. You practically had an RPG in Mordheim. When did they add the rules for specialist weapons like the lightning claws and assault cannon, etc.? Pretty quick. Those actually were in were 1E editions in Space Hulk add-ons that came in White Dwarf magazine and were later republished in Space Hulk missions. The Space Hulk missions was it was a bunch of stuff from White Dwarf released in a hardback book, which you can pick up for like $20 on used bookstores. Very few of them still have the counters. Like when they say, oh, this room looks like this. If you don't have a complete Space Hulk missions book, you're not going to have the room and objective counters that they're talking about. So finding one in good condition is difficult. And when you do, they cost a lot of money. Let's see. Do I still have viewers over on Facebook? No. Fine. But they introduced grenades, rocket launchers, all kinds of stuff. Rules for using normal Space Marines in a Space Hulk scenario, which actually makes more sense. The reason, okay, the armor that Terminators wear is so big and bulky because it was originally designed for engineers to use in starship engine rooms to protect them from warp engine radiations that could even penetrate normal Space Marine armor. And warp energies and and strange radiations that can kill even armored Marines can sometimes be exuded throughout a Space Hulk. Old engines malfunctioning, leaking waste, things like that. So the Emperor looked at basically what were the equivalent, the 29th or 30th millennium's equivalent of boiler suits, and said, put guns on those. All right. Now, assault cannons. This mission with an assault cannon would be loads of fun. An assault cannon is basically, it's like the gun that an A-10 carries strapped to the arm of a Terminator. It's a Gatling autocannon. And it rolls 3 shooting dice, but on a jam, it explodes and kills the Marine and anything adjacent to him. Lightning claws add a +1 per lightning claw. However, a lightning claw equipped Marine cannot use any ranged weapons. The claws don't allow it. They're like Wolverine claws that are on the backs of Terminator power fist gauntlets. What's my opinion on modern wizards? I want to go eat lunch, so let me just say that I don't particularly like them. I'm assuming you're talking about Wizards of the Coast. I've done a lot of videos talking about my not great opinion of Wizards of the Coast. All right, guys, I am going to go ahead and wrap it up now. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. This is the kind of content I love to make. Tomorrow we will be doing Monday night AD&D after game, Tuesday morning quarterback, and I will be painting. I will be painting on my my hirelings some more. We're gonna have fun with them. So be here for that. Please subscribe. Please like. Tell your friends to like and subscribe. I had a lot of fun today playing Space Hulk with you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. I love you. Please take care of yourselves, and please be safe. Peace. Thank you, Cerulean.